you are going to log in with the credentials given and the URL, and then that will actually take you here. Right, so this is where we're actually going to start. We're going to start, step number one is actually going to be to change your password. At the point your account is given, we know your password, and that should not be the case. So step number one, always step number one, change your password. At this point, you go in, you put in your current password and your new password and re-enter it. All right, at that point, keep your password very secure because you don't want anyone to be able to get into your account. Let's talk about the next step. So the next step is going to be to edit your company profile. This will affect how your auctions look, the details in your auctions page, like who they contact, your contact email, and so forth. So to get there, we are actually going to go to My Links, Company, and Profile. From here, you can actually go through, choose a logo. This logo will be seen on the association site, so make sure you choose your logo. You can also come in here, put a name, an address, all the information you want to be relative to your company. Go ahead and put this in here, your best contact, email, and so forth. Beyond that, we actually have a spot for you to put auctioneer licenses. Uh, Another important thing will be this is where you add yourself to an association. So it may not just be one association that you're membership of, but I can actually find an association. For example, I think I have a, let's see what test associations we have. Here we go. New Hampshire Auctioneers Association. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and pick a member. These are all the users in my company will actually go through on how to do that, but I'm just going to pick myself, Hamill Jeremy, and then I can hit request membership. And at that point, it will actually send over to the association admin to approve you. But in the meantime, you can still come through and edit all of your company information, right? Put in the right logo and so forth. So let's take a look at how we actually create auctions. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here and we can take a look. So to create a new auction, I actually hit this gavel icon in the top right-hand corner. And what that'll do, this will allow me to hit all the settings I need to be on this account. So I'm going to go ahead and hit company address. I'm just going to put whatever the auction location is. I'm going to make this Jeremy's demo auction. Here I can go ahead and put in estimates for a lot. Here we have 31. Coordinator here. Basically, you want to set the coordinator as whoever can access this auction, and then you also have to decide whether to restrict the coordinator and admins, right? So if you have this restricted, you will either have to make one of your users an admin, or you are going to have to make them the coordinator. So I usually say unrestrict it, and then we can move forward. Beyond here, these are some pretty self-explanatory fields. We have a start date. I'm actually going to have it start on the 31st of August. I'm going to set the end date as September, let's see, September 7th, let's just say that. I don't actually need an end date if it's a live sale. Another important thing here is to put the category of the auction. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is a real estate auction. So I'm going to set it to the category of real estate. If I come over here to this auction info tab, you'll actually see a whole bunch of stuff. We have a tagline, auctioneer notes, simple description, a more detailed description, directions, location notes. You want to fill out this information for your sale because this is what people are actually going to see on the association website. Other useful things, here's the marketing section where you can actually put what type of auction it is. This specific auction is an online auction. At that point, I can come in here and put in an auction URL. I'm just going to copy this one. This is when people, press the click to bid button. This is where it'll actually take them, is whatever URL you put here. You also have the freedom of putting a separate registration URL there. Okay. Sort date, the purpose of sort date is if you want your auction sorted in a different order than just the start and end date. So if this has some specific significance to you, you can actually set that sort date. Finally, you can come in here to all the preview dates, pre-bidding dates, bidding dates. These are pretty simple. You just click the start date and end date, and if you want to add an additional date of that type, you can actually just click add there. Let's come over to the Documents tabs. I do actually have to save this auction before it will let me add a document, but as soon as I save, you can actually see this is where I could upload something like a flyer. I could upload if it's real estate, I could upload a PIP, a property information packet. Whatever it is, I could actually upload it here just by choosing that file. Okay. Now that we saved this auction, let's actually take a look of how to get back into this screen after we've created this auction. So if I look on the dashboard, you can actually see we have upcoming, active, completed auctions, and so forth. Here is that auction we just created, and if I want to go back into that menu, I can actually come in here to auction and edit settings, and that will take me right back here where I can come in and change the settings from what they were. Maybe it's a different address, maybe I have a different start date, maybe I need to add some terms. I can come in and do all of those things and then just save them. So that's how I would come back in to do that. The next decision you have to make is whether it's an auction that has a catalog or if it doesn't have a catalog. So we can either upload a gallery of photos or we can upload photos to specific lots, which will allow lot level navigation through all your entire catalog. So let's actually start with a no catalog auction where we're just advertising a gallery of photos and some descriptions. So let's start there. Let's go back to my dashboard and let's actually upload a gallery of photos. So I'm going to come in here to this photos menu. From there, I'm actually going to do upload photos. And from here, all we have to do to select gallery mode is set this to manual and uncheck that box. So I put it on manual mode, I uncheck the box, and then any photo I upload here is actually going to be added as a gallery to this auction. So let's go ahead and just choose a bunch of photos. And at this point, it's going through uploading them all. Let's let this upload. Alright, so now that all of those photos are uploaded, we actually do have some basic photo editing tools built right into the software. You can see here I can hover over a photo and delete it. I can actually drag and drop to change the order of the gallery if I want a specific image to show up before another. You can see we have rotate buttons here, which are always fun, if you have a photo that's in the wrong orientation. I can also hover over a photo and hit this pencil icon, and what's cool about that is I can come in here and actually crop photos, right? I can add a little brightness, maybe a little contrast. I can make this photo nice and dramatic. Let's go ahead and hit save. Beyond that, we also have like a duplicate photos button and some other stuff, but this is our gallery, right? These are all the photos people will be able to look through pertaining to this sale and then make a decision about it. So let's go back to my dashboard. And so that is kind of how you would approach a no catalog sale. Let's talk about publishing it, right? So what used to be publishing, basically all we have to do is go to the edit settings page and set the visibility mode here to either public no catalog, and what that will do is that won't show any of the catalog sections, right? It won't give them a spot to look through a catalog. Or we could set it to public if we did have a catalog and we want the full thing to show. So I would actually set this to public no catalog. and hit save. And I'd probably want to go through and fill out the description, describe what is going to actually be part of this sale. I have a personal property auction with, give any details you need. I would want to go through and fill that out. But as soon as I hit save here, it'll actually show up on the association site. So that is the change. If for some reason I need to remove it, I can actually come in and put it back to private, hit save, and that will remove it from the site. And then, whether it's a catalog or not, I can sort of make that decision based on setting it to public no catalog or public. Let's go back and look at how we would do a cataloged auction. So if I had a spreadsheet and I had a bunch of renamed photos or anything like that, I can actually utilize the system to upload them quickly. So let's go into the catalog mode. So I go into catalogs, import catalog, and then from here I can actually choose a spreadsheet. And then I actually have mine saved as a CSV. You are going to want yours saved as a CSV. We do also support tab delimited and pipe delimited, but CSV seems to be the standard across the industry. So my particular file has a header row, and now I can actually hit upload. From this point, you can actually see this is a preview of my spreadsheet, and all I have to do is drag and drop to line up the fields. So you can see lot here. All I have to do is drag and drop lot, and now those are mapped. And all of this information will be brought into the system where it can be used easily. So let's go ahead and import. Okay, let's go back to my dashboard. You can actually see now we have 15 different lots. We have 15 different lots, and they don't have photos yet though. The photos are in the gallery. So let's actually add photos to this workspace. So I'm going to go in here to the photos section. I am going to upload photos again, just like we did before. And this time we have two different options. If you renamed your file, the files of your photos, we can actually come in here to the file name. And what that'll do is that'll sort it, 1-1, 1-2, that'll be photo 1, photo 2 for item lot number 1. In this particular case, I have barcodes, which we can actually, I will link below a full tutorial on how to use barcodes. But these are just various ways that you can sort your photos. So I'm going to add photos here. I'm just going to hit Control A on this whole photo set. And then if I chose file name, I would just want to make sure that the names of my files were correct, and then it would actually sort them. So at this point, it's uploading, it's sorting, it's organizing them into the correct lots. So it'll work from there. And you can actually see now that this is uploaded, I have all my different photos identified into different lots. And then again, it's the same tools. I can drag and drop to reorder. I can rotate, I can edit, I can do whatever I need. So now that I have a full catalog, I would actually be able to come in here to auction and edit settings, and I can actually switch this from private or whatever it's at to public, and that will display not only the auction info I have for the sale, but it will also display the entire catalog where people can go and get more information on any individual lot.